Hey everyone, it's Tyler O'Bannon here. Thank you so much for checking out this video. And today I'm doing an interview with Greg Jeffries, creator of the SEO Affiliate Domination course. Greg, thanks so much for joining today.
Thanks for having me.
Well, Greg, why don't you start by telling us a little bit of your story?
I basically got started in affiliate marketing, online marketing about 7 years ago. I've been invested in tons of different courses and started off with like MLM and network marketing and done everything from that to filling out surveys online and just bought a bunch of different softwares, courses. And just along the way, over the last couple of years, just sort of slowly gravitated towards SEO. I know a lot of people kind of see that as kind of hard, challenging and a mystery, but I just kind of sort of moved that direction. The stuff that I was consuming was mostly courses about SEO and softwares dealing with SEO. So I just learned more and more about it, and it just became better and better at it over time. And as I did, my results went up, and that was the thing that just kind of gravitated in that direction. I know a lot of people have success with things like Facebook ads, and there's all different kinds of ways to make money online. But that's kind of where most of my results have come from, and they have taken time to build up over time. But the cool thing about SEO, as opposed to other methods for making money online, is even though it does take a little bit of time, it's pretty passive once you build it up. So that's a big plus. Yeah. So these properties that I've built up, whether they be websites or YouTube videos over the years, they're still making me money every single month. So every month or every year, I'm usually making more and more money with less and less work, because all of these little assets that are working for me, that kind of compound over time the more and more I make. So
yeah, that's awesome. So to you, what sets SEO apart from other methods, from all the other material that's out there, all the other courses and methods that people are teaching? What sets your method apart?
Yeah, so SEO, the other courses that teach SEO out there, I don't feel like there's a ton that actually focus on affiliate SEO. A lot of people that have success with SEO actually do it for clients, because that's kind of the fastest way to get money quickly, is to go get clients and get some cash flow coming in. Because again, SEO takes time, and it actually takes some money sometimes too, if you want to get results faster. My strategies don't really require a lot of money, so therefore they take a little bit more time. But means it's great for beginners, because when I first started out, that I was looking for something that was simple and affordable, because most people, when you're starting out, you don't have a lot of money. But what sets it apart, and my specific approach to SEO, as opposed to maybe other courses or other methods for making money online, like Facebook ads, or I don't know, maybe like Craigslist, or just other, Shopify stores, e-commerce, is that it's incredibly scalable. There's so many different keywords out there. Yes, there, platforms like Shopify and AdWords and Facebook. There's all these paid traffic platforms. Sure, they have lots of traffic. You can make lots of money in a very short amount of time if you have money to start with, and you have your campaigns all dialed in, which it takes money to test those. But the thing I like about SEO is that there's just so many thousands, or just like billions of keywords out there, and since there are so many, and there's very little amount of people doing SEO, there's a huge opportunity for tens of thousands of people, just like anybody starting out looking to make money online, to make enough to support themselves comfortably with a tiny little sliver of that organic traffic, a tiny little portion of that, a very, very small niche. And the cool thing about that is that since there's all this opportunity, and there's just very little competition. So there's not anybody. I feel like all these other courses, and especially like SEO courses, there's sort of a undertone of competitiveness. And my approach to SEO is that it's such a massive blue ocean that the way that I approach it it's just, there's infinite opportunity. So I don't really approach it from that same angle of like, oh man, like, you know, I'm going after this keyword. I don't want anybody to compete with me. Like, no, I'm like, this is why I'm teaching it, because this is something to a skill to enable people to thousands of people to make a comfortable living, you know. And like, we live in the US, it requires a lot more money to support yourself over here. But like, you know, there's other parts of the world where it costs like a third or less of the cost to live a very comfortable life, maybe even a better life in other parts of the world. So, I mean, just a couple $100 a month can, you know, you could be doing really, really well in some other countries. And that's not that hard to do with SEO.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I'm going to ask you a question that I imagine a lot of people reach out and ask you when they're interested in the course, inquiring about the course. I'm sure you get asked this a lot. If I invest in this course, how long will it take me to start making money?
Yeah, that's obviously a question that anybody buying pretty much any product online wants to know. And especially with SEO, everybody sees the results that I'm getting today, and they want to get those results tomorrow. Where in reality, that a lot of those results, they've taken weeks or months, maybe even years to kind of build up and accumulate to that amount. Like, I'm not working very hard, and they see that I'm not working very hard now, and the money's still coming in. But it's basically like laying a brick a day or something, or building a wall a day. And, you know, that starts to compound again over time. But as far as the length of time, usually it's probably going to be 60 to 90 days before you see any significant traction. I like to give people the timeline of about a year, 12 months. Now that's, you know, I know that for people starting out, that seems like a really, really far off length of time, but it's actually pretty short. And if you put things into context, and I'm talking about, you know, a year worth of like consistent, disciplined effort. And that's to achieve a comfortable passive income, monthly passive income. Now, you may get results sooner. You may make more than that in a shorter amount of time. You may make less than that. But like, I just want to give people that realistic time frame, because if I say that, you know, if you take action on the information inside this course or anything, that you're going to get X amount results in like 90 days. I mean, you set these unrealistic expectations, and if people don't hit those exact numbers in that short amount of time, they'll give up completely. And it's like, man, you got to give this stuff some time. Just like SEO is like a skill. Even though I'm giving you the shortcut in the course, I'm showing you what to do. I'm saving you years of time, tens of thousands of dollars. Like, you've still got to apply it to get good at it. It's just like, I guess a way to kind of connect the dots and kind of illustrate it is like, if tomorrow Michael Jordan showed up at my front door to teach me how to shoot like a basketball from the free throw line, like, I've got the best coach in the world. But do you think I'm going to shoot like Michael Jordan after a week or maybe even a month? Probably not. Like, and you know, I think people approaching any new skill set online, especially like SEO, they think that, you know, if they don't get certain results that I'm getting in, you know, 90 days or something, that this is a scam, or that they're a failure, or this just doesn't work or whatever. And it's just like, no, like, if Michael Jordan was teaching me how to shoot a basketball, I've got the best teacher and he's got amazing results, but I don't know anything about shooting a basketball. So like, just because I can't shoot get a shot, you know, in the basket every, you know, 10 out of 10 shots, like he can, in 30 days, it doesn't mean that technique doesn't work. It doesn't mean that like he's a scammer or anything like that. It's just like, no, it's skill, it's fundamentals, it's the basics, but like, you got to master those things. And it's worth getting good at, because I mean, I whether SEO is for someone watching this or not, I mean, I know it's not for everybody, but it's just a skill like everything else. A lot of these people doing other things like Shopify stores, e-com, Facebook, what they probably don't tell you, and I know I have a lot of friends in those that are very good at those things. It took them same amount of time. It took them months, probably even actually 2 years, maybe or more, and thousands of dollars invested in courses and trainings and just testing stuff, and like long nights and weekends invested and just learning and mastering their craft. Like it wasn't an overnight thing. So
absolutely.
Yeah. The length of time I just give people that window of a year because I feel like that it's not that long. I'm not saying it's going to be 10 years. And again, I give you that because if you can focus on that amount of time and just wrap your head around like, okay, like I'm going to be patient and give myself some time to master this, you're probably going to see results a whole lot sooner. And you've kind of experienced this recently. So it's really just breaking past that first bit of results, first couple commissions to prove to yourself that it's possible. Because like up until a couple weeks ago, you just saw my results and you're like, man, yeah, I'm sure you're like, oh, those are amazing. But now you've got some of your own. So you have a little bit of kind of a taste and experience of what it took to get those results.
Yeah.
So now it's not just some ambiguous goal. Like you know, okay, it took this amount of effort, got that result. So, okay, to scale that up, to double that, to increase that, I probably need to do these things, times 2 or times 10.
Right.
So,
right. Yeah. What I really appreciate about that is that consistent action will go so far, and it's easy to see this illusion to be in the same room with a successful internet marketer and just think, man, look at what they've got, look where they are. But I guarantee you that 99 times out of 100, there is a story of consistent action behind their success. Yeah. And it probably wasn't overnight.
No. And that's what it has enabled me to like, I don't have to work as hard now. I probably should, but I don't.
Right.
But like everybody that you see at these events that maybe they're 6, 7, 8-figure earners, like you got to remember, perception is reality. And like you're only seeing like 1% of their life. And the percentage you may see is like when they're partying, having a good time, but the other 99%, they're probably working.
They are. They are. Working. And they would be the first to tell you that.
Yeah. And guess what? That's not sexy. That's not the part that sells. It's the screenshots and the Lamborghinis and the big houses. That's what people they want the benefits and the results, but they don't want to put in the effort. And there's no way around it. Like there's no shortcuts. So
the process is not glamorous, but the results are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, tell me this. You offer a very, very interesting incentive to those that buy your course.
Yeah. Yeah. So, there's most people that are selling your, information product or on a webinar, a high ticket webinar or whatever. Right. They just, maybe they're there to help you out once you purchase it, maybe not. Usually those are kind of set up and designed to be sort of automated, and you're not going to have any connection or ability to reach out to the person that created it. So
absolutely,
when you do get that, you get a group as a bonus, a Facebook group to interact with all the other members, so you can talk to them as well as myself, and you can reach out to me directly. But what I do to incentivize people to take action, because I really care about people's success. I know this stuff works. I don't need to prove it to myself. I can just be anonymous. Nobody has to know my name, and I can just continue doing this stuff and making money, and I'll be happy. Yeah. But it brings me a lot more joy when I see other people succeeding with the same strategies that I kind of refined and tweaked over time, because I know it's scalable. I know it works. And it's one thing to create a system or strategy and get results myself. But when I see other people getting results with the same techniques and methods, that's pretty awesome. So what I do to incentivize people to actually take action, because as we both know, like it's just kind of human nature. We get pumped up about buying stuff, but very few people actually take action. Even if the action is simple, it's just we just don't take action. So what I do to incentivize people is whatever price they purchase the course for. It's different prices in different places, but whatever price they pay for the course, once they earn back whatever price they paid for the course, and show me proof of that and shoot me a testimonial so I can use to inspire and encourage other people to enroll in it, I'm going to give them their money back. So like it's no risk to them. I know a lot of people out there, they offer like 30, 60, double your money back guarantee. I don't really like those offers because I think it's sort of an invitation to help, just allow you to kind of fail and give up, because most people, again, they're not going to take action. And once they realize, a weekend that they're not going to take action, they try to do a chargeback or a refund request. It's like, man, I don't need your money. Yeah, extra money is nice, but like the whole goal is to empower other people to go take these strategies and do well for themselves. Because again, I mentioned like SEO is incredibly scalable. So you're probably never, ever going to come close to ever competing with me. So I'm not worried about that. It's actually about helping others and helping them to create a solid passive income stream for themselves. And I want to incentivize you to do that by giving you your money back. So once you make your money back, it basically, I'll give you your money back, what you invested in, and it cancels it out. So it's like, I think that's the best offer, because, the money back, typical money back guarantees is just kind of like an invitation to like give up. And I don't want you to give up. I want you to succeed. So. Yeah.
That's really cool, because typically 30, 60, 90 days in, you just may not be there yet, and you may give up.
True.
That time passes. But I feel like what you offer is an incentive to keep going, because there's a clear goal to earn what you paid for the course and then get that back. And that's really, really cool.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Yeah. Tell me this. I like one of the things that you talk about in your courses and that you talk about when you and I chat. I love the 3 S's.
Yeah. So I have kind of 3 S's that have narrowed all those sort of opportunities that I kind of evaluate and narrowed down to 3 S's. So it has to be simple, it has to be scalable, it has to be sustainable. So first off, simple. I don't like to say that things are easy, because things that are easy to me may not be to somebody else. But if it's simple, then anybody should be able to take that and go do it and have the same success. So it has to be simple, because I want the strategies that I'm doing. I want to, if I wanted to do this, I wanted to be able to teach this, something that I can teach like my mom, my grandmother, and they can get results with it. Now they may never do that, but I want it to be something that's dumbed down, super simple, that anybody can go and succeed with. Because you have to be able to communicate this in a simple way. Like I don't want to bore people to death. I've been through SEO courses in the past, and they're like extremely boring. They're like these other people, they really understand it, but they suck at communicating it, and they just communicate in a really, really boring way. And I feel like my delivery is a little bit more simplified and hopefully not as boring, because it's really nobody really geeks out, I think, about the SEO stuff. They just really care about the end result. They just want to make money. So I'm trying to give them the framework of what they need to understand this as quickly as possible, so they can get on to the fun part, which is making money. So simple is the first S, scalable is the second S. So, making money is cool, but like if all we could make with SEO was like $3,000 a month, that's great when you're broke. But like, what happens when you want to make more? What happens when you have a couple kids? When you have your expenses go up? Like, you don't want to have to go out and get a job again. So it needs to be scalable. So that's a big plus of SEO. Like, there's a never-ending supply of keywords, and there's new ones that pop up every year with all the new TV shows and search phrases, all the trending physical products every year. New
products.
So there's already an abundance of keywords, but there's new stuff happening every year. New bands, new bands, and actors and actresses every year. So it's never ending. And then sustainable. So, if it's simple and scalable, that's wonderful. But if it's only going to stick around for a year or two, making a lot of money for a short amount of time is great. But like, I don't know about you, but another reason why I like SEO is it's very, very stable if you attack it in the right way. Like, yes, there are some black hat kind of shady ways to go around to go about SEO, but the way I set it up and kind of approach is a more sustainable approach, more like evergreen, because I like one of my friends likes to say, I don't want to get rich once, I want to get rich forever. So like it's nice getting a stable paycheck, and ideally one that kind of goes up a little every single month or every year. And I don't want that to go away like next year, and have to rebuild that. Yes, I can, but I don't I think I'm a little bit lazy. So like, that's why I don't work harder, even though I have all my time now. Like this is what I work for, so that I don't have to continue working. It's nice to have that, but it's I don't want it to go away. So that's the third S, sustainability. So I try to that, and my strategy meets all those three S's. So I'm like at peace with this strategy, and sharing it with others, because see, a lot of things with a lot of other income opportunities like certain biz ops and MLMs, while they may have a great product, or you may think the company is going places, like a lot of those companies that like, you look at the statistics and stuff, they typically only last like 2-3 years, and then they just sort of dissolve. I don't know, something happens with the company, they get shut down with the FDA or whatever. I don't know.
Who knows?
Some organization, they just
Better
collapse.
Business Bureau.
And so there's all these team leaders, they may make tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then it evaporates overnight. And it's like, wait, you're getting sold this dream of this magical compensation plan and passive income when you had to work really hard to build it up, and then the rug was just taken out from underneath you, and like you couldn't do anything about it. You have no control over it, and that sucks. Like, so in my experience with biz ops, and that's why I don't really go that route. But you can use SEO to promote anything, especially those things like business opportunities and MLMs and stuff.
Yes, I think for most of us, I would rather consistently see success and growth than to see what looks like a bell curve of a quick rise, but then a drop just as quick on the other side. And so I love that.
Yeah, and it's cool because with SEO, you're learning a skill. So like,
yes,
when you are in a business opportunity or an MLM or whatever, the bad thing about being in one of those is that you're confined to that little business. But see, with SEO, I can promote that business. I can promote maybe the next business that comes along. I'm not limited to the business. I've got this skill to grow whatever organization I'm trying to grow. And so I've got, the marketing skills to build that up from scratch, and then not only limit myself to business opportunities, but I can do, Amazon product review sites. I can do, and there's tons and tons of other affiliate programs out there. So I can kind of pick and choose what I want to promote, because I've got the kind of marketing skill set to do that with SEO. Whereas with the particular opportunity, you're just sort of, working yourself into a corner with that little opportunity, with that one product. And if nobody wants to buy your, $300, super organic, magical health shake, well, what else do you sell them?
That's right. Yeah.
Maybe people don't want to buy a $300 shake,
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Well, I want to ask you this, because you're sharing with us just this wealth of information, this valuable skill that people are going to find in your course. But people that hear all this really rich information right now might be wondering, well, geez, then what skill level do I need to be at to be able to dive into this course? Where does this course start?
Yeah, so it was designed for all levels of people. Like, I tried to, it's kind of hard to target everybody. Obviously, if you have a little bit of experience or some knowledge of internet marketing, or maybe business opportunities, or perhaps even SEO, you're going to digest this information a lot quicker. So that just means you're going to probably, if you implement what you learn inside, you're going to probably get results a little faster because there's not going to be that learning curve. But this was designed to help all levels of people. So if you're a complete beginner, I try to explain things in a way. I try to give you, it's a little bit basic in the first chunk of the course. And I know for people that are a little more experienced, that may be a little boring. So you may have to zip through that. But I wanted to empower, all kinds of people that, whatever skill level you are, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced. Hopefully it won't bore the advanced people. There's some scaling strategies at the end that should be pretty interesting for more advanced people. But for people that are just getting started, I'll take you through the whole process of setting up, buying domain names and hosting, connecting those together. So I teach you everything that you need to know, the kind of core fundamental strategies and methods that you need to know to be successful. And then I give you tons of different ways to scale. So I'm not just teaching you the basics and then saying good luck, hope it works out. I'm giving you a lot of different ways to scale and those are just the ones I could think of off the top of my head, because I want to just because it's SEO works. I didn't want to limit people by just saying, oh, you can only do this, this, and this. No, there's tons of different angles that you can approach this, because some people may not be involved in business opportunities. So they're like, I don't really do that. And I don't really want to promote that, or I don't want to promote Amazon products, or I don't want to do launch jacking. I don't really like reviewing products. I don't speak another language. How am I going to do international stuff or things in other languages? And you don't have to. There's all these translator services out there. So there's all these different angles that you can approach SEO from and rank for all different kinds of terms. And there's, strategies and methods to go along with each one of those. And so I share those with people to hopefully give them a lot of different directions so that, maybe they can latch onto at least one of those and be like, oh, cool. I totally understand this, and I'm going to focus on, in your case, you chose launch jacking recently. It clicked. You're like, okay, yeah, I can wrap my head around this. This makes sense. Whereas some other people, they may choose to promote health-related offers in German or something, and they're like, okay, yeah, I understand that there's going to be far less competition in non-English speaking countries. I'm going to go that direction. So there's kind of something for everybody.
Yeah, awesome. With there being so much information in the course, I'm sure a lot of people are probably just curious how long it'll take them to go through the course, at least go through the course all the way through, the first run through.
Yeah, so that's actually what I recommend you do. And anyways, just kind of pass through it once and then go through it a second time when you're ready to start following along, implementing. So you get digest everything first, and then it's broken down into modules. The core training is about 8 modules. That's going to teach you all the fundamentals of all the pieces of the puzzle. And then there's another section called scaling strategies that's going to show you all the different ways that you can apply what you just learned. Okay. And so the core training, I'll just say everything, I think it's about 2 to 3 hours. So, or maybe 4, but just a couple hours. And that's something I'm really big on, is not stretching things out longer than they need to be, because I don't know if anybody watching this can relate, but some of the courses that I've consumed over the years, it's just they pack on the length to kind of communicate value, when it's like, man, if I can explain something to you in 5 minutes, there's no need for me to waste my time or your time trying to stretch it out to 50 minutes just to make you think that you're getting more value. No, man. It's all about the reason, and the reason for that is because I want to give you what you need in the shortest amount of time so you can implement as soon as possible. Because like you mentioned, the most important part about all this stuff is taking action. You're never going to get rich by consuming course after course after course with no action. You're going to build passive income and make a lot of money by implementing what you learn, taking action, by reading another book or watching, reading a self-help book or watching a inspirational video. Those are great, but if you spend all your time doing those, you're never going to get anywhere.
Right. Yeah. And one thing that I've done a lot with the course too is that I've gone back and just referred to one video and one module as just a refresher, because so many of these systems, you've broken things down into a quick step-by-step process. And it's easy to say, oh, shoot, what was I supposed to do once I got to this point? Well, just pull up the course, go right back to that video, watch it. They're broken down into pretty short segments. There's a quick refresher and you get on with your project, you get on with your day. I love that aspect about it.
Yeah, that's the other thing I guess I didn't mention. So yeah, it's not that long of a course, and it's broken down into like easily digestible chunks, because I don't want to waste your time with like a 30-minute video and you have to like search through the video like 15 minutes in to find that one little sentence that I said that I shared one resource that you needed.
Yeah. I think a lot of the videos that I refer to, you're just sifting through about 4 to 7 minutes in that video, and it's pretty easy to find the part you were looking for quickly. And that's just something to be much more appreciated than have to dig through an hour. You know? And longer doesn't mean better.
No, definitely not. And sadly, in some other course marketplaces, that's how it's translated. It's like if it's one course is a good course, like no, not necessarily. Like, I mean, my little when I first put this together, I think it may have been just over an hour, but like I give you everything you need. That's the important part. Like it doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to take you an entire weekend. It literally take you a couple hours. And like if you started this on Friday, you could digest all the information on Friday and literally be building your site on Friday if you wanted, but Saturday if you want to stretch it.
It reminds me of when you sit through a long meeting and you tell yourself afterward that whole meeting could have been an email. Sometimes things are long to feel like they have value, but I've gone through this course and referred to it many times, and I think that the segments and the modules are right on the money. Yeah,
it's all about. I mean, life is short, so I don't want to.
Yeah, right. Tell me this: there's one thing that you get in addition to the course that's really cool. You're not just a face that hides behind a course and doesn't want to communicate with their affiliates, but there's actually a group that you're added to as well. When you purchase the course.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just one person. I've got 24 hours in a day, just like everybody else. So obviously, I make money doing what I teach, but I'm try to get in the group there and help answer questions as well, since I'm kind of the authority there, the person that created it. And I'm also available to answer questions one-on-one. A lot of people hit me up on Facebook Messenger and sometimes send me emails. So I'm there to help out, but you've got access to the group, and there's a lot of great people in there. Everybody that's bought the course is amazing so far. I haven't had any refunds, and everybody is they're just real encouraging, and there's not really an attitude of like competition and stuff. So everybody's helping out, and I've seen a lot of people answering questions for me, which helps me out. It's just a really good place to collaborate and get your questions answered, and also help other people. So yes, you can message me privately and I'll answer your questions, but like it helps. A lot of times people have the same questions. So if you ask it in the group, it'll allow me to answer it there, and I can maybe help more than just you. So it's just it's a good place to be, to have a good way to have that community, because it's to know that you're not just alone, and it's not just you and me talking. It's like, there are other people trying to achieve the same goal.
Absolutely. And I know just this week I've shared in the group. I've had people comment. I've learned from other people just this week, as well as was able to share some details of a strategy I'm using, some things that are working, and that's just super cool. The community is super important, because you're not in this alone, but it can feel that way a lot of times when you're just sitting in front of your computers for hours working. It's great to have a place to go where people are doing the same thing you're doing and say, hey, what are you doing? What am I doing wrong? What are you doing right? What can I learn from you? What can you learn from me?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even if you made like 10, 15, $100, like you post that, and it just, I don't know, it kind of encourages everybody. And you're like, man, he just made his first commission. Like this stuff does work, and it makes them, it just kind of further validates hey, it's not just me that's making money. Like, of course I got results. I created the course, but like other people are getting results with the same information. So that's pretty
That's
awesome.
right. Well, man, I've asked you questions, but is there just anything else you'd like to say?
Well, if you're looking for a simple way to make money online that you can kind of build slowly over time from the comfort of your own home or anywhere in the world, really, is any place you have an internet connection. I mean, my strategies are really simple. They don't take that it's probably going to take a decent amount of time to build up, but they're not really hard. They don't take a lot of time. Like, you can break this into little chunks, and there's all different kind of directions you can go, but basically comes down to like videos and websites and stuff. But you can write those articles and post yourself, or you can outsource. Like, if you've got more of a budget to work with, you can outsource all this stuff and just kind of sort of be a delegator and just assemble the pieces. So there's lots of different strategies. So if you're looking for something that's simple, scalable, sustainable, that you don't have to, maybe you're more of an introvert. I know like a lot of marketers are.
I am.
Yeah. And so this is kind of a perfect strategy because you're not having to necessarily like make videos. This is something you can do, with like your headphones in. Once you get comfortable with the process, there's not a ton of thought that has to go into building these things. As you get one or two under your belt, you're like, okay, this is how it works. To put this over here and this over there. And you just kind of, I like it because it's like building a house again. You're just laying like one brick at a time. Maybe every day is a brick or a couple of bricks. And you're slowly building these digital assets that are going to earn you more and more money over time. And, you can even sell these if you want. So these are assets, just like a home. And if you ever wanted to like flip these or sell these, I mean, there's tons of people out there that are looking to buy a website that earns even something as low as like $100 to $200 a month. You can sell that to somebody. All they have to do is, transfer that to that other person and swap out your affiliate link with theirs. And now they've got a little cash flow machine. So
it's awesome.
I know there's a lot of ways to make money online, but this is one of the simplest ways that I've found, and I've tried pretty much everything. So
that's awesome, man. Cool. Well, thanks so much for sharing today, Greg. You've been on this journey for the last 7 or 8 years, and I've seen you from day one. For those of you who don't know, Greg and I grew up together. And Greg moved out here. We actually had lunch together in our hometown right before Greg moved out here, and that was back 7, 8 years ago. He's been on an incredible journey. He's now a 6-figure internet marketer, well on his way to 7 figures and 8 figures and beyond. He's learned so much over the last few years that you can only learn by putting in the time and the effort that he has. So I highly recommend this course to you all. Check out the links on the page to the course, to an article review that I'm going to write about his course as well. Everything you need should be found there. And it is well worth the time and money invested. And if you work hard and start earning money, you get it back. That is a guarantee that I don't think you're going to find anywhere else that I know of. And you're probably, even if you look really hard, I don't know if you're going to find that.
Yeah, so, true.
Man, thank you so much for your time, Greg. This is just so exciting for me to be talking about this course, having seen what you've been through the last 7 years. So to all of you listening, I highly recommend it. Check it out on the page. There's a link to my site as well where you can see reviews I'm doing. So we'll see you guys next time.